just can't get enough pictures. Welcome to this week of Fly Rod Chronicles. We're up here on a backcountry trip in Alaska with Alaska Trophy Adventures. We're gonna chase salmon, all kinds of crazy fish. Promises to be a good show. Stick around.
Traveling the world, fishing, enjoying the great outdoors. Those are things that would have seemed impossible to me when I was a kid growing up in the mountains of West Virginia. I'm a lucky man, and I never want to forget it, and I'm hoping that sharing my experiences with folks will inspire them to do the same. I'm Curtis Fleming, and these are my Fly Rod Chronicles. Growing up, Alaska was a place that my imagination would drift to regularly. I dreamed of fishing the amazing salmon runs and matching wits with 30-inch rainbow trout. Well, this week's destination, Alaska Trophy Adventures, is truly a place of my dreams.
You know, we're from West Virginia, and to get from that side of the United States to the west side and further over to Alaska, it's not easy. We're not complaining, but it's a long trip, long effort to get there. It starts with a truck ride to the airport, out of DC, up to Minnesota, out to Anchorage, then a small plane to King Salmon, and then an even smaller plane into Alaska Trophy Adventures.
On our final leg of the trip, we got to meet Charlie Somerville, the man behind Alaska Trophy Adventures. He is the pilot, head guide, and owner.
Here we are, the Alaskan River in Katmai Park.
This is awesome, awesome.
Charlie has built this remote hunting and fishing camp in Alaska from the ground up, and I consider him to be a true Alaskan pioneer.
Coming up here at 19 years old as a young kid from the East Coast and pioneering a wilderness fishing camp has been quite a struggle and quite a challenge. It's made a lot of sacrifices, but you know, we did what a lot of people said couldn't be done, and with the addition of our new VIP lodge here, we can really cater to some of the special needs of the bigger groups, the families, corporate retreats, team building.
Bears walk through here all the time.
Yeah.
So you just need to be alert to that, because if it's a mom and cubs, that could be a problem. So anytime you go outside, watch.
I couldn't go to a place in Alaska and not bring some pals. And this week's special guests are good friends of mine, Dr. Dave Zig and Dick Measures.
I've known Curtis most of his life. I watched him grow up, fish all of his life. These little lakes, catching bluegills and stuff.
Dave is a fan of the show, and we met in the Denver airport.
Walked up a couple of people and said, "Hey, are you Curtis Fleming?" And he turned around and said yes, shook my hand, and we hit it off after that. From that point on, we've kept in touch. I've done a handful of trips with him to New Mexico and West Virginia. Greg, that tastes great. That's your tip of the day for Fly Rod Chronicles. He just kept dreaming big, and now we're in Alaska.
We were all looking forward to a week of fly fishing, but after traveling for 2 days, it was time to relax at the VIP lodge, swap stories, and get some much-needed sleep. We have a long week of world-class salmon fishing ahead of us. Stick around. This amazing Alaskan adventure is just getting started.
Oh, there you go.
Now that feels good, that feels good. I bet when I get back, the IGFA is going to be testing me for anabolic steroids. I mean, I'm just a beast right now, you know? I'm just out of control.
Well, you go out there and let's see if we can go for 8 for 8.
That's crazy. That is completely insane.
Hey, there's a lot more going on in Fly Rod Chronicles behind the scene. If you want to check it out, join us on Facebook or Twitter. Welcome back to Fly Rod Chronicles. This week we are fishing the Alaskan River in Alaska with Alaska Trophy Adventures.
The Alaskan River is a premier fly fishing mecca in all of Bristol Bay, Alaska. with all 5 runs of salmon, along with rainbows, char, and grayling. Pretty much offers everything for a wilderness fly fisherman's dream.
That's funny Charlie mentioned the words fly fisherman's dream, because waking up on the Lagnac River that morning was surreal. A beautiful sunrise moved along the horizon and a blanket of fog covered the valley. It soon burned off to reveal the mighty Alagnac River, and from the deck of our lodge, I could see it teeming with fresh salmon. The pink salmon is the only species of the salmon that run every other year, the even years. And right now, there are over 800,000 fresh pink salmon pushing up the river. Some anglers may not rank pinks very high on their favorite species of salmon, but I can't wait to get on the river and throw some flies at these aggressive sport fish.
You can see sunshine over here, rain in here. In a minute it'll be sunshine in here and raining over there. But it's on, man. We're getting ready to go after some big ones. Had a good breakfast. You may want to cut this while I try to. Oh my. It's looking like the head honcho, Charlie, who's been guiding on this river for over 20 years. He's going to take us out, and I'm sure he knows some pretty cool spots, so it should be game on.
Today we're fishing downriver, and this is one of our favorite holes. We call it the subsistence hole.
Yeah.
For a good reason.
I mean, that box is just like gorgeous. I mean, look at all the different colors, big flies for big fish, huh?
This is actually a tube fly at the beginning, and then it's tied on with a dacron with a stinger hook in the back.
So you only got one.
So you got one hook,
yeah.
But it gives it a lot of action.
Nice.
Get this thing rigged up and go out and see if we can't make it happen there. Almost to that other bank, dropping in about 5 feet short. There you go, just strip a little out, let it sink. Okay. Nice little pink salmon to start the morning out right. I thought the pink was going to work, and it did.
It did. You were spot on there.
That's a nice little pink.
Yeah.
We're going to let her go and go do her thing and try for another one.
Let's do it. Very cool.
Let her catch her breath for just a second.
Yep.
Look at that. Perfect. Nice
Thank you,
job.
Charlie. That's awesome.
An old saying goes, there are no great fishermen in Alaska, just a lot of fish. Well, it's true, at least the second part. The first morning out with Charlie was everything I could have dreamed about. Non-stop action the whole time.
I'm no doctor. My patients are wearing thin, but I can cure me with good medicine.
Now that feels good.
Into perspective is where things are headed now. Waves of clearness crashing over my bow. When I think of times I've had and all the ones to come, it all means so much to me, and all do or done.
Gorgeous. Good job, brother. That's awesome,
All right,
man.
another nice one.
All right.
Pretty strong start.
You know, it's everything that you read about, everything that you dream about. I mean, you look over there and it's just stacked with fish. I mean, just as wild as can be. And I mean, fish jumping here, it's crazy. Again, you know, a boy growing up in West Virginia having dreams, this is it. This is what you dream about right here. And you hook fish just about like that. And I don't know what it is, but it's a good one. I'll try to get it on the reel, because this feels pretty. Boys, we got us a fighter. Little side pressure. Now he's about to go nuts.
Not sure what we got yet. I haven't seen it.
It has stayed
A little bigger fish though.
all the way down. What is he?
Oh yeah.
I'll let you put a net on this guy.
Yeah.
What you got there?
It's actually a big pink.
Phew. Gonna be a baby aspirin night tonight. They still make baby aspirin? You know what, I'm getting the feeling that this is gonna be a show that's got a lot of action, a lot of fish.
Yeah, it's been a strong start.
There you go, oh yeah. Let's let this guy go back, take a little commercial,
Okay,
and let's do it again.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome back to Fly Rod Chronicles. We're fishing the world-famous Alaskan River for salmon with Alaska Trophy Adventures head guide, Charlie Somerville.
Charlie said we're gonna go to another honey hole, so up the river we go.
This is the confluence of the Alaskan River. We've got the Non-Vionic River coming out of Non-Vionic Lake and Kulik Lake. And then on our left, we've got the Kukaklik River that runs down out of Kukaklik and Battle and Moraine. It's a real famous convergence here, you know, confluence where the two rivers come together. It's also one of the top pools to hold salmon on their migration up through the river.
The rocks and the riffles don't feel quite the same as I swim through this unfriendly place. So long in the journey and far from my home, but I still taste the tiniest trace. Raised in the headwaters, schooled by the banks, I leapt at my first chance to run. Lured by perils and damned by design, pulled by the moon and the sun. For inside my heart, an ocean of dreams, and they always lie a little upstream. But someday soon the river will sigh and tell me what I want to know. Then the current will carry me home.
And I know, like on TV, we're not supposed to say, hey, go to www, so we're not gonna say that. We can say, come and see our buddy Charlie at Alaska Trophy Adventures, huh?
There you go.
I mean, this is serious out here, isn't it?
Fishing is pretty sick right now.
On the Alaskan River, Charlie has got it figured out. Daggone.
It's time for this week's Trout Unlimited Release of the Week. Charlie took me up the Kukaklik River to a hole they call the aquarium and turned me loose on a giant pod of pink salmon.
Wow, look at all the fish. Everywhere. Oh man, they took off for me. You know, I gotta keep these things on. Literally, I just came out there and I blew out all the fish. Good polarized glasses like Costa is exactly what it takes to fish these waters. They're back. I can see them all now. Oh, pig. I got a pig's. Look at that. Oh, they just all took off. Hang on. Hang on. This thing's on fire. These fish are absolutely crazy. We got these fish trained. I mean, look at that hump on his back. It's crazy. Dreaming of coming to a place like this, in the wilderness, in the backcountry, and catch fish like this. It's amazing.
While I was ripping pink salmon upriver, my buddies Dick and Dave were down below tearing up the silvers with their guide, Justin Bleicher.
Dick and Dave, it was awesome. very fine men to fish with. I had a wonderful week. And they're very relaxed, so happy to be here and catching fish, and it was my pleasure to fish with them. They're fine men, and that's why we do this, because of guys like that.
I love it up here in Alaska. This is really amazing. Truly, truly amazing.
The best trip you can even imagine. We're out here in Alaska with our good buddy Charlie, and by the time I get this fish in, we gotta take a commercial break, so go order a pizza, bologna sandwich or something, because it's gonna be a while. Come back to Fly Rod Chronicles right after this. It's gonna be a while, Charlie.
I'm a fishing bum.
Welcome back to Fly Rod Chronicles. Me and Charlie, I think there's been like 3 rainstorms, 2 tornadoes that's come through.
Wind spout?
Yeah, and we're still fighting this fish. Daggone. This is for real, man. My gods don't even get to take a break. Look at that guy.
Another humpback.
I like it, I like it.
Only in Alaska.
I think it's time to do a little shout out to the Alaska Department of Game and Fish, because they stocked this fresh for us this morning, right?
Oh yeah, the stocking truck came.
Yeah. Oh, this is awesome. This is too cool.
Reeling in salmon all day is hard work, and we had an appetite of grizzly proportions. So we met for a Streamside lunch.
You had a good day?
Had a great day. We caught so many silvers, it was unbelievable.
Wow. Wow. Nice. That's awesome.
Despite the inclement weather, our guides Justin and Simon made the perfect cook fire and filleted the freshest, most beautiful cuts of salmon I have ever seen.
This is awesome. Out with good friends, cooking salmon, a lot of fish in the water, and getting a little bit wet. Everybody's cooperating except Dick. I'm eating because of Dick. That's right, that's right.
Eating fresh salmon in the rain with good friends is an example of the moments that I've grown to cherish just as much as the fishing.
Oh man, I'm not just saying this. I'm telling you, that may be the best salmon I've ever eaten.
That amazing shore lunch was a true Alaskan experience that I will never forget. And I'm glad I was able to share it with friends.
2, 3.
Locked into one? Locked in, baby, locked in. Jeez, that thing's going completely nuts. That's a good fish. Oh, that right there could be the world record pink. I mean, this right here, this is what I dream about. I mean, look, the lodge is in the background. We're in a back country in Alaska with Alaska Trophy Adventures. And I mean, Charlie has just put us on all kinds of fish. And I mean, it just looks like a beast. And luckily, we're not in a lot of fast water, but you gotta play him right. A little side pressure. I'm telling you, this is a beast of a pink right here. This is a male, and he's got the big hump on his back. We'll give it some slack right here. Reach down. Tell you what, this is everything I dream about right here. Coming up into Alaska, hooking big old wild gnarly species like this. Just look at that, just look one time. Look at that guy. I mean, that is the real deal. That is better than Monday Night Football right there.
That is church on Sunday, baby. That is awesome. And he's off. So how many fish did we release this week? Is it crazy?
I gotta say, you put about 80 fish to the pliers in the last couple days.
Alaska Trophy Adventures, everything it's lived up to. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to your family. I'm gonna tell you something, you got the best guides. You got the best people surrounded by you. You're a lucky man.
I can't say enough thanks to the crew at Fly Rod Chronicles for coming up to Alaska and showing us some southern hospitality and the humor and not taking anything too serious and really giving us 110%. You guys rock, and I'm glad we had a great trip here in Alaska.
Every week we try to top the last week's show, but I'm gonna tell you what, this is gonna be hard to top, but I know we've got other shows coming out with you, and we appreciate everything you do and everything you've done. This is Fly Rod Chronicles. We gotta go, but you'll see more of us out here in Alaska. Come check us out.
I'm just a fishing bum. If I don't have the gas, then I stick out my thumb. I've gotta get there one way or another.